Here, all right, guys. What I got here? So first up, well, let me get rid of the disclaim. Okay, this is Andreas. Let's get right up here. Very motivated blue belt. He's working through that. I'm kind of watching his progress. Hang on a second here. I'm getting our Twitter updates. We have, okay, INJ is it. All right, bear with me, guys. I'm coming. Okay, so Andreas, Bitcoin Silver. Okay, here we go. So, right, just a reminder, what are we doing here, right? So this is always just a demonstration. We're applying the methodologies that we teach. I love it when we can come to something where, oh, the timing is just right. But that's not always the case, right? In fact, more often than not, that's not the case. So we get kind of a mini trade plan based on the market as it sits now, right? And that's often the result here of just the random timing of a live stream, right? It's just, 11:30 on a Wednesday, right? Is the setup there? Well, maybe yes, maybe no. But the idea is it would give you an idea of how we would apply this. And the thing that you'll find is that we've established that our edge is the consistency of this application. I try to not make this about me and just make it about, our methodology, what we teach, right? I've got, 4 of the best Elliottians anywhere on my team. And while Elliott is kind of how we organize the market structure, as I try to remind people, we use it when it's effective. If it's not useful, right, we got 3 other legs of our, I guess, 4 or 3, and we have 4 things, 4 legs of our table. We'll say it that way, that we can lean on. So, okay, so let's get started right here. This is what the first post here is on Bitcoin Silver. So Andreas, he's been all over this. I think he's got a pretty good sized position here. I almost called it Bitcoin Silver. It's Bitcoin Satoshi's vision. I see Bitcoin Silver for some reason. Okay, is this going to be a player? I'm going to take the volume off just for a sec. Yeah, a lot of people that are perhaps more technically crypto savvy than I am. I'm very enthusiastic about the potential here. So can we look at this and say, okay, I got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going, right? It would be, valid. Yeah. That's quite a correction here. So you can see that the 2 and the 4, oh, that's shit. I've got something really small in there. It's not great balance, right? So what are your alternates, right? You going to do something like this, right? Is it 3, 4, 5 here? Probably not, right? So it looks like, let's go to a 1 here, see if we get any more clarity here. Good use of the trend lines here. Now we have a pretty good break here. I might bring that down, right? Just different pivots. But this is nice Elliott work here, right? So we get a leading diag, shallow 2, monster 3. Is that the kind of structure we look for? Not, wouldn't be your, oh my God, I got to have it. But I think very tradable. So you look here. I don't know what, it's so obscene, right? It's so consistent. I almost feel silly doing it. I do it so often, right? Wicks. Just a wick, right? It looks like what they did was squeeze some liquidity there. But now, you see, it's a bit abnormal, right? So it looks like there's probably another algo here, right? Remember, algos move the market, right? It's not why it moves, it's how it moves. So there we go. So we've got... This guy here has been denied. Well, you can see a nice little fib fight here. So this algo here, if I do it this way, this algo here is being cock blocked by this algo here. And then the same thing here, right? So it's just ping, ping, ping. So I said, it's not why it moves, but it is absolutely how it moves. Remember, I have to remind you, always, emphasis always an algo on the other side, right? For every one that completes, there's one that fails, right? So you have to remember that. So here, is this a break here? Well, it looks like that one's done, right? We've had a close above. ABC into the 4. Well, what would you hope here? 1, 2, right? So a big 5, right? So see, this is how Elliott Wave can kind of gives us okay, we got a trade plan. If this happens, then we have a very realistic expectation as to where this might go. Now, we could do a couple of different things. Now, if traditional Elliott, do we need to be in log scale here? No, we don't, right? It's only double the range. Length of the 1 projected from the proposed wave 4, right, for a target. Well, the 1, right, obviously, right, that's not going to fly, right? This is already deeper than the 1. I mean, excuse me, taller. What do I want to say? Higher, more range. Looks like a 1-2, right? Wouldn't that be just your first thought? Like, let's keep it simple if we can. 3, 4, 5. Let's take that down. Oh, shit, where'd you go? Okay, 1-2. Get in there. What do I want? 1 hour. That's wicks, right? Wicks do the damage. Bodies tell the story. 1, 2. Oh shit. What are we gonna do? A, B, C. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like we can get an A, B, C in there. So what would you be thinking here? Again, now there's no knowing. We don't know, but you can see it's the if this then that. If this is a 1 and this is a 2. Well, if we're going to get a 3, this is not optional, right? We need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need an impulse here. It is not optional to this technical analysis, right? So we have a good low here, and why do we like this low? Why would I call that a good low? Because we took liquidity, right, and then rallied, right? It's not doesn't look like there's much displacement there. A little bit here. Oh shit, where are you? What's on there? Oh, this is just handy, right? I use this one. There's a gazillion of them. This one, trade for op, right, is not bad, right? Because I get both the inverse and right. So here, this was an order, was a fair value gap. Now it's an inverse fair value gap, right? It's been fully mitigated. So if we're coming back here, right, the market's not likely picking up any extra orders here. If it's going to go lower, where would it likely go? Where has it not tapped any of the liquidity and potentially unmitigated order flow right here? Well, a couple ways you could look at it, right? So, I mean, whoops. 1, 2, 3. Looks like that's 1, 2. Well, the 3, 4 is going to be somewhere, probably here. 3, 4. So we could look at this, and so much of what I'm doing is always just trying to hope for those of you that are interested in developing this skill set. There's a consistency to it. So what's unmitigated here, right? What has not been tapped? Well, this, right? This has not been tapped, right? That's bullish order flow. Why is it bullish order flow, right? Because it sends off the high, right? It's the down for the up. Okay, right? So if this is a good low, well, this is a very low risk trade right here. If I can trade this right this millisecond, just go buy it. Now, where's your stop going to be? Oh, 707. Reasonable. You could lever that. Now, some people are like, oh fuck, man, if it's going down, I don't know. You're so okay. Well, let's dig in there. Can I get? Well, I've got a little liquidity sweep here. This is an obvious target, right? So, I mean, every pivot, literally every pivot, is a target for an algo, and I mean every one. So you got to look at this and go, oh, okay. Well, if this isn't going to hold, that's why this is so important. The higher low is so important. Because you guarantee there's stops down there. This is not even in question, right? We know they're there, just like we knew they were there, and they're there, and they're there, and they're right there everywhere. Here. Okay, all right, so what's the purpose of the market, right? To facilitate trade. Where can it absolutely be guaranteed to find liquidity to facilitate trade? At pivots. Okay, well, now we go, oh, fuck, man, how if it's going to go after every pivot, how am I ever going to get anywhere with this? Well, the market is telling you a story. Since we know that there's liquidity down here, if the algos can't get it, well, that means the buying pressure was too strong, right? So we're going to leave behind a higher low. It's really that fucking simple. So do you want to buy this or sell this here? I mean, if we get a lower low, it's not a 1-2. So you could literally put it a tick. You could take this trade a tick below that low, and put a stop a tick below that low. Because if it breaks it, right, not a 1-2. End of story, right? Take the stop, move on, next trade. That's simple, right? This is not a knockout blow. You could do that with leverage too, right? It's not going to kill you. I mean, you don't have to do 500 to 1, but a little leverage there. It's not that complicated. Now, looking at that, though, this doesn't look like a particularly good 1-2, does it? It actually looks more like an ABC, right? It looks like we got an ABC going here, and then we get a 5 down. This looks like a 5. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get these off of here. Shit, how are we doing? I didn't even check. Sorry. No post, just watching. Depeche. God damn, man. Interesting guy. Okay. Really like it, right? Like it when he's in the room and when he's posting, right? He's just a good skilled technician, right? And he helps out the other traders. Like him, right? I'd hire him if I could right now. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, well, so you look at that and go, oh, fuck, wait, I thought you just told me it was going to be 1, 2. Okay, well, if it's not, then does that kill any bullish enthusiasm here? Well, it makes it look like maybe we've got a B, C, and this needs to come down a little bit lower. What's the downside of that? We're gonna lose Al, but we still have Big Al. Fuck, totally turn these into people. I've got Big Al down here. I'm gonna lose Little Al here, little brother here. Oh shit. Just bummer. Yeah, I mean, yeah, right? Because you want the fuel of an algo, clearing brush ahead of you. 1. No, I mean, it could be, hang on. Could be WXY. And then this is going deeper, right? And then the 1, 2 starts to fall apart. And you kind of flow with what's there, right? If we sweep this low, okay, oh shit, okay, WXY or 8. Oh shit, actually it looks like that'd be ABC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it looks like it would be. Let me get this down here, right? So I do these on the fly deliberately, right? So if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Because it's the process. That's how you learn, not from watching so if I do this in advance and then bring them up here and just say, well, there it is, but here you go. You learn nothing, right? So that's why I do it this way, which at times can make the live stream tedious. I do get that. But that's we've looked at a lot of different ways of doing this. That seems to be where people get the most value. So that's why I do it this way. I don't go through these and do them all in advance. Fuck, I don't have time to do that. So it becomes a very real. Okay, well here's, again, if you're interested in this methodology, well here's a pretty good example. If we're doing this, well I'm good until I break that, right? And then it's not a 1, 2, right? Because it can, right? There's no variability there. It cannot be a 1, 2. So I'm good right until 1 tick below that low, or excuse me, above this pivot right here. I'm good still, right? I've seen it, right? Go a tick and then go. So this is the key level here. So we have a key level. We have unmitigated order flow, right? Bullish order flow. I've got a pattern here that looks to me like it's got more to go here. Right, as we dig into the smaller time frames, right? That's why you go to a smaller time frame. Oh, are we done here? Is this a completed 5? Get you out of there. A, B, C. Well, this is an algo type of driven pattern. Where do they usually go? If that's an A and this is a B, right? We've got some reasonable targets. So if we go to the most common destination, well, this count is wrong, right? It's not, right? We can look at this and say, oh, well, if I'm wrong. Well, now you got to pull back to the thing and say, okay, well, if not this, then, oh, whoa. If this isn't the 4 and this isn't the 1, well, what's happening? Well, now we got to rethink the whole thing, right? I guarantee there's some algo up here that hit that. There's some reason. Well, there's low volume. Oh, likely there's something there. There are no random pivots. We down 1. There he is. Okay, so it's not just a hunt and peck, right? So why would I have some conviction in this pivot, right? Because it's not the dominant pivot. Because I'm going to bet that the algo used it. And now I promise you I don't do that in advance. I promise you, I'll give you my word. I do not do that in advance. That's why I can use this pivot to get this, because Al used it. Does that, you follow there? It's for Bitcoin, silver is for shorting. Well, that's what makes a market. Who is that? TB? TB? Oh. If for someone like Andreas, who's very long here, he believes in the project, right? So he's got a bullish bias. I try, with a few exceptions, or certainly with Bitcoin, right? I rarely have ever advised anyone to short Bitcoin. I try and just be, neutral when I come to something, right? I mean, I'm lean bullish on all crypto, right? We all do instinctively, right? We want it to go higher. That's, the perception is that more money will be made there. So here we sit, it's just where are we actually, right? We're stuck between two algos, right? Here's Al and here's Al. Who wins that fight? Answer, we don't know, and we won't know until one side breaks. Welcome to trading, right? There's no knowing. There's only believing you have an edge. That's it. That's all you get. There's no knowing. Forget that out of your head, right? There's no knowing. Oh, I know where that's going. No, you don't. Nobody does. Anyone telling you they do is, guard your wallet. The only trade that's here, right, is the trade, just what I was telling you, right? If that's a 1-2, right? I mean, this is 1-2. This is the absolute that count is wrong. If this is A, B, C, well, we got some room down here. So I might watch list that. Top of the watch list. TB, TB's looking to short it, right? So, well, TB, you should be short from right here, right? Did we get a gold in there? Yeah, we did. Right, so you're short from this golden, right, with a target down here, right? If it's for shorting, I'm assuming you must be short then, right? Because that's a textbook short, literally right into the golden zone. It just, I feel like a broken record just doing it over and over again, but there you go, right? Don't want you to miss it. Okay, right, so that's probably enough on Bitcoin. Silver, Andreas, right? Let's stay in touch on that. I know he loves it. Oh, Dr. Alban is back. Whoa, man, it's been a while. And I've got his chart. dogwifhat, one of his faves. Where are we? Oh, we're on Binance. Okay, so he can trade it on Binance. Okay, I'm going to do this, right? I do this pretty regularly. I just put them in my color so I can kind of make sense of it. Okay, big burst of volume. That's good to see. I do this because it's not because I don't value volume. I'm just clearing up the real estate. I would put the volume in a pane down below myself. Okay, 1, 2. All right, okay, so this is, here, we can get rid of that for the time being. He's a single color guy. Okay, what are we doing there? What are you doing there, Dr. Alban? I'm not positive. 3. Okay, I'm gonna take it off just for a second. I know it means something to you. All right, so but here, just looking at this. Okay, all right, so this is just, I do this, right? I know you all see this, but for the Elliott skeptics, which why a Elliott skeptic would be watching one of my live streams, I don't know, right? But there we go, they do, right? Because I get plenty of hate comments. It's funny. It is funny the stuff people will say, will post that they'd probably never say to your face. All right, I do have some people that are less than enthusiastic about my style, but then I have a few fans. Okay. Does the market move in 5s and 3s? Elliott Wave, right? Fuck, that's from the 1930s. That certainly is not relevant in 2025. Obviously. Down before the up. Fully mitigated. Swept liquidity. Oh, what's he got? He's got some RS on here, right? So we got, oh shit, right, that's tied to some level, right? So you can see there's some more divergence right here between this low and this low. It's not insignificant. Okay, so I got a 5 followed by a 3, right? A deep 3, but a 3 nonetheless. And you could probably just, right, channeling so important, Elliott. to good Elliott, right? You do it for your benefit, right? Not to like, oh fuck, there's more shit on my chart. No, that's are we staying in a nice clean impulse? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It's all there. And nice work, Dr. Alvin, right? Every swing is accounted for. Right, that's how you build conviction. Yes. Oh, I see it. Oh, there's the 1. Yep, that would be the 1. That would be the 2. Oh, there's the 3. 3 into the 4. Oh, I see it. You see the whole thing, right? You're building conviction the whole way. Okay, 1, 2, right? So I hope Dr. Alban got it right here. You don't think we'd get a perfect golden zone there, do you? No, that would never happen, right? It wouldn't happen when you're trading it, right? Only after the fact, right? It's only after the fact, right? Right? Wrong. I've never done a live stream where I didn't show, 40 or 50 of these. How many do you need before you start? Whoa, shit, I'm not missing that again. It's not always going to be to the tick, right? But where are you looking for that short? Right there. 50 of the golden zone. Oh, I could probably tighten that up. Get target? Yeah. This algo get paid? Right. Did we sweep liquidity? Yes. Did we get a higher low? Yes. Okay, Dr. Alban, I hope you're long there. Now, look what he's done, though, right? This is his skill progressing, right? He's getting better and better. He's been with us for a while. 1, 2, right? So that's likely not 3, right? Because we know if it's a good 1, 2, well, it's if emphasis if, right? If this is a good 1, 2, what's coming next is not optional. This must be an impulse, right? So it must have a 1, 2. Now, that 3 may not be in, but we don't know, right? You got to put him somewhere. So he's doing that just for the sake of the live stream. This 3 could certainly go higher. Where might we anticipate where that could go? Looks like we're in log scale. Do we need to be in log scale? Let's see. 30 cents. Yeah, we do. Could be, right? We're already 200% the length of this one, right? This lower degree. Oh, I'm going to take that up a degree. We're already 200% of this swing, right? So what are you thinking right now? Oh shit! 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, now he's posted here. So we've got a 1, 2. Oh shit! I don't know. Did he do that already? Okay, so we got a 1, 2 here. This is the first one, but then I've got another one, right? So I will keep them both on until I don't need them anymore. I've got this. Right now, I would change the colors to match. Right? This is just my preference, right? I do it this way, so I don't. Oh fuck me! Come here. Did I get the channel here? Oh, that's what I want. All right, so I stay connected to what's what. Okay, this channel. Oh, that's the internal channel. Now this channel here, it's a little soon, right? But eventually, what I'd be looking to do is do this, right? But right now, we'll leave it where it is, because this intersection here, this first channel here, often this can be where you'll find a wave 4. So let's carry on with just, okay, what are we anticipating? Well, first, let's check the 2. 50. Right. Right by the playbook. Okay, we got a good 2. Right. Well, and when I say that, okay, what would make it a good 2? Well, I got an impulse, and then I get a nice little 3. Why do we want to complicate trading more than that? It's easy to complicate, Elliott. It is, right? And people, yes, right. There's a real skill set in developing, being able to solve the puzzle. But the best, Elliott, is when you literally can't fucking miss it. Like, you'd have to turn your brain off to not see the 5 into the low. And you'd have to be deliberately avoiding recognizing it. Why would you do that? Oh, fucking Elliott Wave is bullshit. Well, there's plenty of people that do that. I kid you not. The fucking Elliott Wave, man. I tried that. I lost money. What have you tried that you have not lost money? I'd like to hear about that one. There is no approach to trading that does not lose money. In human history, that's never existed. Everybody has losing trades. And usually, right, more losers than winners. which takes it back to this part, the TA. That's the easy part. It's not that it's easy, but this is a skill. Anyone can develop this skill. Money management, discipline, trade management. That's what separates the good from the great and the winners from the losers, right? If you can't have the discipline, if you can't take a stop, you're not long for the market, right? You're going to be blown out eventually, right? Because you don't have the discipline to take a stop, right? So you do shit and stupid shit. You lower your stream, move your stop, you cancel your stop. I've been doing it for 30 years. I've worked with I don't know how many fucking thousands of. Many. Many of you know I was a broker for 10 years. I worked with so many people. I've watched a lot of traders, so I know what you do. I know what I do, right? But the only difference is I've seen it so many times. I can catch myself. Oh fuck! Don't revenge trade that. God damn it! Don't do that. You know better than that. The impulse is there, but enough you get bent over enough by the market doing that, and you catch yourself. Oh no! I'm not making that mistake again. So much of trading is just reducing the number of mistakes that you're making. Right? You're going to still make them. Don't make them so expensive. Well, this is just drop dead gorgeous. Channeling, count, retracements. So where are we in this program? Right? Because there's a very clear process here that we can follow. Okay, well, where does the wave 4 usually go? Not where do we know where it's going to go. Where does it usually go? This is prime zone right here. It's the highest probability zone. I got a little mini decisional block in there, a little inside bar. Might be something you could play off of. So, but what are we waiting for here? What sets it up? Much like this one, well, that looks like that's what I'm in. Yeah, we get it. It's a little bumpy on the way, but we get a 5 down to that 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No question, we got an impulse here. It's not in dispute. What do we got here? A, B. Where are we? Where would you think this might go? Down. And that's not that complicated, really. Is it? I mean, I guess if you're brand new to Elliott Wave, right? Maybe that's, I go fast, so, you slow it down a little bit. Okay, 1, 2, right? Probably not the 3, but it's definitely a 5, right? We can all see that, right? It's not like, oh shit, is it a 5? Fuck, is that a 5? I can't tell. Is it a 5? Yeah, we know, we can see it's a 5. So we're not questioning that. Oh, yeah, I got a 5, right? Is that going to be the 3? Well, it could be. 1, 2, 3, 4. We didn't overlap the 1. Could be. And we can adjust accordingly if necessary. But that might mean taking a stop, right? So if you're here, right, we're the last place for a 4, I don't like to see it go below the 50. Because it reduces the upside, right? I mean, if the deeper you go, right, it's more likely, it's a 2. And if it's a 2, then you got to get through a 1, 2, 3, right? You're looking for the 3. If this is a 4, going into a 4 here, well, we can target up here. Again, where do they usually go? Well, now here we can be a little bit more methodical about it. Okay, if this is the 1 and this is the 2, right, we're going to project from, let's use the 38. Well, this would be pretty extreme. We're going to get to 2618. Can we get that high? Maybe. What are we trying to complete there? The 3. What does that leave? Right, the next 4. Right, you see there's a logic to it. Right now, if this breaks down, well, okay, broke down. Next asset, next trade, next setup. Okay, right? Because there's consistency here. This is our edge, right? That's why we do it this way. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're looking for that 3. Now, how would that relate to the first one, right? It's probably too far. Yeah, way too far. Even in log scale. Where are we headed? Good one, Dr. Alvin. Very nicely done, right? God damn, you've been patient waiting for this. Now, here we go. Here we go. Is dogwifhat, are they a meme coin? I don't know if they have any utility. They might. I haven't dug into it. Dr. Abed probably knows. But I don't. I don't know if it's a meme coin or not. It sounds like it's a meme coin, but maybe not. I don't know. Right? So nothing against meme coins. Plenty of money has been made. Millions and millions have been made on meme coins. So I'm not saying don't trade them. Oh, PK, he took one out because we got enough. God, I had to really threaten these guys. No live stream unless you post. And wow, did they post on that one, which is good. Kind of makes me chuckle a little bit. Okay. All right, where are we, guys? So I'm at SEI. I think I loaded this one. I was trying to get a jump on these guys. Oh, SEI. I thought it was S. Oh, fuck me. Hang on a second. SEI. I've got them over here. Oh, give me a sec here. This is... oh, wait a second. He wants SEI. Hang on. Hang on, guys. Here, that's a bunch of option stuff that... Here, I can get it over here. Let me remove... Oh, shit. I got 25 indicators on there. Oh, that was an option trade I was looking at. Let's look at SEIUSDT. Well, let's see. What are my choices here? Well, he didn't give me an... Let's go to our new sponsor. Phoenix, right? Links will be below, right? We just started working with them. We've worked with them in the past, right? A lot of my guys wanted us to get back to them. And we like them quite a bit, right? They're fast. It's easy. It's cheap. This is a good exchange, right? No KYC for U.S. people. Okay, here we go. All right, SEI. Well, that's quite a pump we had there. Okay, so this is a good example, actually, right? So it would be very easy to have looked at this and said, oh, okay, well, obviously the low is in. I got a clear 5 here. That's a 1-2. Right? This back to there's no knowing. Right? There's only the reality of that now we cannot call that a 1-2, right? It can't be. Well, let's get our low in over here. And we start again. Looks like we're starting with a 5. Oh, that's quite a... It's running into this. 5? I don't know. Does the market move in 5s and 3s? Shit that does not happen randomly. There we go. Impulse off the low. All right. So we thought we had it. Whoop. Nope. Sorry. Whoop. Try again, sailor. Okay. So down to the low. What are we going to do here? A little overshoot. Well, you know that's high volume. Even if I... Oh, shit. Here, well, let's just do the whole thing. All right, what are we fighting against, right? High volume, all right? So here we have a range here. This is, you know, what are we basically doing here? From this low pardon me, from this side of this low, well, this is, you know, if I round it, 70% of the trading volume. So we are in a nice little range here. How are we going to get out of this range? Well, right, if we do something like this, this is the wave that would give us the power to get out of here. Right, per Elliott Wave, right? The 3, right, being the... Okay, we put in a low. Now, what do let's get in here. I'm on a daily. Let's go to a 4. Okay, this is literally a paint by numbers. This should be easy for anyone. That doesn't mean that you're about to make a bunch of money. That means, okay, we can analyze this pretty cleanly, pretty clearly. Boy, that's pretty tight up there. What? There's something we're hitting here. We just swept that. So a little sweep of this, right? That's low-hanging fruit, right? Just some easy liquidity. This is a technical low. It kind of looks like it. Looks like we might have played it here. Oh, got to know what Al did and where he is. There he is. There's Al. Okay, all right. You got to track him. You know where. You have to know where he is, right? What did he do last? Well, he got second target here. So why am I using this one? Because it looks like Al used that one as well. He did, right? Right in the pocket. You see the imbalance there. We got a fair value gap here, right? An imbalance, right? Right in the sweet spot for Al to play ball, and probably here as well. You see how that works, guys? I mean, 1, 2, 3. Now what? Right now, what's happened? Market structure shift. You want to use that language? Anybody confused here about what? Again, it's not why it moves; it's how it moves. Boom, boom, boom. That's why they don't care, right? What if they get stopped out, right? Because they're going to be on both, probably same people, right? Both sides. Seriously, you cannot come to the conclusion that that's random. You can't, right? You can't. No way. Simply not possible. Okay, right. So unless you're, no, I won't say it. Okay. Okay, so what we got, right? Just confusing. It's what you hope for, right? It's drop dead simple, like a 5th grader could get this. Okay, well, what are we waiting for now? Oh, now we don't know that that's the top. It kind of has a 4-ish feel to it. This could have a kick, right? We would get an extension. We don't know. But if it starts to come down, okay, let's do this one on the other side. If it starts to come down, oh, okay, we got some high volume nodes, places where you might anticipate that it's going to trade, going to seek, right? I got lots of unmitigated bullish order flow here. It's untapped, right? Up, nothing. But you can make the same case down here, right? It's just the sign of strength of the market, right? This didn't get tapped. Whoa, duh. Nope, didn't get tapped right. It came right to the edge of it, right? Because we don't overlap the 1, right? So of course it came right to the edge of it. Untapped, untapped. That's a lunar shot, straight up. Well, you can see the markets now as we go from seeking balance, right? A new range here. We come from this. Well, you probably, you could just take this whole high volume node here, right? This activity here, we push up here. Now we're doing the same thing up here. Oh, can we hold up here and establish a new area of value up here? Let's try it to. Same thing here, right? You can literally see the 1, 3, 5. Right? You see 1, 2, 3. See how that works? Okay, so we've got this now. If it comes down here, well, this is where people get, they get confused, right? So what do we want here? We don't. Again, I don't know that low is in. But if we start to come lower, we want to see some sort of a 3, right? Now it can get complicated, right? That's where Elliott gets tricky on the corrections. This is drop dead. It's Elliott for dummies, right? I mean, there you go. So what would we do here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If this goes higher, I'll push it up. It's not a great place to be a buyer right there. I mean, we are trying to establish value there, but you can't assume that it's just going to continue to go higher. Oh, do I have anything below? Oh, I don't. Let's put an EWO on that. Oops. Just get a feel for it. Are we squeezing? We're squeezing, right? This is just stalled. Squeezing. Big momentum push. Flat. Don't, right? Now remember, squeeze is not bad news. Squeeze is good news, right? But you got to be patient. So what would you anticipate here? Well, while we're holding here, this is kind of where you would Be looking for that to retrace if heavy emphasis, if that high is in. So you're in kind of a hurry up and wait here. These guys, this got, as I recall, there was some sort of a fiasco with these guys where there was questions about rug pull and, oh, the creators or founders, whatever, right, insisted they didn't do it. But, well, that's a story for another day. Okay, right, so I think some people got slammed on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So you're waiting for the 2, right? And if it doesn't come, you just reevaluate. As it is right now, I wouldn't short it, but I'd be waiting for the buy. I mean, you could, right? If you're a Deegan, right, and you just jonesing for a trade, you could probably short that. But even then, you want to wait for it to come out of the squeeze. Because the only thing we can, right, there's very few things you know with certainty in the markets. One of them is from consolidation comes expansion. That's it. That's from this, look where they are, right? Look at the squeeze, right? From this consolidation comes the expansion. Consolidation at the 4 low, come that consolidation expansion. Now we're consolidating, right? More squeeze. We don't know which way, but we don't know, but we can intuit that likely, right, given the completed 5, we're coming down. Hang on one sec. All right. Hurry up and wait. It's worth waiting for. Carnage BT. God, that's a new handle. I don't think I've seen him before. Some of these guys, I was kind of loose on, free members. I want them to post up a chart. But since we were a little low on content, I was loose on that this morning. I literally told them throw a dart. So I was trying to get them to give me some content. Right? Okay, so that's SEI. So Attila the Killer. I love that handle. This is what he wanted. STX. USDT. I'm on Coinbase, but I also have it over here on Femex. So I want to make sure I had enough history. I'm missing the first part of the history. All right, so for any trade entry here, this is what I would do, right? So I'll look at it where I have more history, and then if I'm going to trade it, particularly on Femex, I'm going to come over here. But let's do the analysis over here. So what do we see here? Well, this has got a little wonky here. It's not uncommon with, what do you call this, some micro alt. Well, this is close enough here. I'd call that a double. Well, let's start here and see if we get in trouble. Let's just see if we can make that fly. Okay, it looks like we can get away with this. That's pretty. Well, I just was showing an example, right? That can go that close and still be a 2. Right? The only thing it cannot do, right? Hard rule for Elliott. Start of the 1 cannot be overlapped by the 2. Right? It's not an option. Okay, let's pull this back. All right, 1, 2. Well, and it's not the prettiest. It's like this. It's already been tapped once, so it's not that. That's fully, no need for it to come down here, right? It's already mitigated. A, B, C, sure looks like it. This looks like we probably broke a golden here. We did, 707. I always want to take a look in and out of log. Is this really... Well, just out of curiosity here. Well, that's enough of a range here. Let's stay in log. So we don't have Al clearing a path for us, but we sure have a nice pretty 5 coming off of that. So just to, how technical, right? How do we do here? Yeah, it's probably going to hit. Well, 707, right? Maybe that's what it's working off of. Okay, so there's the daily. Let's go to a 2 hour and see what that looks like coming out of the hole. Right, this is not relevant anymore, right? Because we lost out. 1, 2, 3. I don't know. Boy, maybe it'll move in a 5 off of that low. Wouldn't that be? I know, but it'll never do that when I'm trading it. Will it? I mean, and can it get any simpler? Is there any confusion about what we're waiting for next? Imbalance down here, right? Kind of adds a little sweetener in there. You got that fair value gap in there. So you have a common. Well, if you dig in there, you got a couple of things that might make this interesting, right? So number one, we've got unmitigated order flow right here, and then you've got this imbalance. That's pretty big, actually, right there. Right. So we have. You could certainly call that an order block, right? Down 4, 5. Okay. Come on down. All right, this is what I was talking about when we started the live stream, right? There are going to be some where it's ripe right now. Others where, okay, the watch list. Well, you know, that's what I do. I just set an alert. Okay, if it comes down here, whoa, bring up that chart. What's shit? I don't even remember. What's STX? What the? Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, now I remember. It's from a live stream. Oh look at that imbalance. Oh, we're right to the 50. Pretty simple what we're looking for here. So you just leave it like that. Every now and then, you know, check your watch list. Go, oh, I think for progress, or is it kicking higher? Something else going on? Is this 1 2 1 2? 1 2? Right? You don't know. There's no knowing. Hurry up and wait, right? Top of the watch list, right? It's a nice 5 waiting for the 3. It's literally that symbol. 5 3, 5 3, right? 5 3. Genius of Elliott, 5s and 3s. Okay. Drop is not a ticker. Okay. Attila the Killer, PK. Oh, PK did a chart. Okay, so PK gave us one. All right, so I've got Hangman. What did he say? He was in his car, right? Drop is not a ticker. Spell correctly. Okay, so let's. So he gave me a couple here. I'm just trying. Sorry, I'm reading along here. So he wants MicroStrategy. Let's see what's a proxy for Bitcoin, right? It's a nice way if you like to trade equities. Let's get out to a daily. Essentially, you've got a carbon copy of. Oh shit! I don't know what's on there. I'm gonna remove. We're going back a ways here. Well, this is clearly the 4. Let's get this tightened up here. Do we need to be in log scale? From $12 to $544? Yeah, I think we do. Want to see a good low? I don't get any sexier than that. Sweep it by a tick or two. As I recall, this was a really fucking bumpy. I know we solved this once. I got stuck on that on a live stream. I can't remember how we did it, to tell you the truth. It's this that's the fucker right here. How do we count this? Oh, I know we did it, but I can't remember what it is. Okay, so I'm going to go keep it simple. What's the simple one? Oh. What does that say? What is it telling you? Let's go to a 4-hour. I think we want 1, 2, 1, 2. God damn, I can't remember how we did it. We have to dig for that one somewhere. Okay, we've got, well, what can we see with absolute certainty? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher, right. Obviously we're in an uptrend, right? It's not, duh. Okay, all right, so let's put some structure around it. What do you want to do? How we got a ways to go till earnings, plenty of time. Well, we've got a candidate here for an actual high. I mean, for a hard high. Why would you assume that that's going to go up and put in a new high without retracing? Because it's MicroStrategy, man. They got the coolest. They're totally printing, but maybe. It's certainly a proxy. Well, if it's going to extend, you're going to have to do something like this. I don't love this. WXY. It's going to have to be. Oh, I guess you could do A, B, C into that 4. That's mighty big. See, you've got a candidate here for this to come in a little bit early here. Right? It would stay all self-contained, right? So I don't want to. So I lean that direction because I don't want to do this. 3, 4, 5. Right? You see how that. We break the channel, right? It just doesn't have the right look. I want it all self-contained in one push. Now, it's not like this doesn't happen at times, right? But that's not your preference, right? So if we have the luxury of being able to be very picky about what we trade. So looks to me like that's something completed. I don't know what I got. EWO. What do we got here? Let's see how this looks with regards to any divergence here. That's probably going to need the bigger one. Come here, let's go to 1070. We just double it when it's obviously not as informative, right? Because we just have too much data, right? So here's the big 3, right? So you can see we have a candidate here for some pretty good divergence. Now, so the divergence, it's not whether we have divergence. We have divergence here. Now, the question is, does this continue, right? Or does this keep climbing, right? And then we no longer have divergence. It's a cleaner chart than Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin, no, it's very close, right? But this looks like if it's going to do it, that could be 1, 2. Shit, how are we going to do that? It would be a skinny 2, that's for sure, if indeed, right, if it's correctly labeled. Certainly qualifies here as a 50. We're going to get an extension here in the 5th. I don't think that's we're not going to turn that into a 2. That's a 4 all day, right? So what does that leave? Right, it's the elimination of, oh shit, I'd probably put it there, of possibilities that's so invaluable, right? With crypto or with Elliott Wave analysis here, there are hard forks in the road. If the top's not in, what's an alternate? Not many. 1, 2. If we're going to keep going and sweep that high, now if we sweep that high, what is that? That would be a break of structure. What do we anticipate after that? Do we? I don't know that that's really quite there for a 1, 2. No, I'd call that all the same support zone. What is it reacting to? All right. Demand zone there, right? A little bullish order flow down before we up, right? Mitigate, thoroughly mitigated. I would not go with 1, 2. I would just call all of that the same. Did you get all the orders filled? Nope, no. Oh, come back. You get them all? Oh, I left a few. Oh, come back. All right, there we go. You've broken Al from the top, right? I can just sell looking at it. All right. Oh, pardon me. I shouldn't say that here. Shit, shame on me. Shouldn't make that assumption. Thought we had for sure, but well, we got not a close, right? We don't have a close above, right? Algo will stay with it until it gets a close above. Certainly on the daily, close above, and you can see, like, could we get there? Well, why would it get there? Why? Where's the easy liquidity that anybody can see right there? Right, you got easy. Do you think there's some stops there? If you were short, where's your stop? The all-time high, maybe. You want to take that, from 413 to 538? Probably not, right? That's a monster move, right? So liquidity right up here, yes, you could see how. Plus, you also you've got, use the tools, right? You've got a high volume node right here. We're on the edge of the value area, so natural resistance, right? The algos will fight there. Plus, you got Al there. God damn, that looked like it was further. Oh, my bad. POC just below, down to a 4. Make sure I'm right on that. Yeah, we have just got a wick that's gone through. But remember, you're playing. All we ever get are probabilities and odds. That's all we get in trading. That's it, right? You can't. So I've said this before, right? That's all. That's the only thing you have for. Okay, so I know, right? If I'm looking at this range, what did I draw from the high to the low? 70% of all the trading is happening within this value area. 70%. So if I'm going to, please tell me you're not going to buy that there. In a golden zone at the value area high from the high to the low, that's not a good place to buy. Right? Can we all agree on that? I'm not saying it's not going higher. I'm just saying that would be a horrible, right? If you're reviewing your trades, end of the week, end of the month, whenever, and you post that and say, well, I bought this because I was pretty sure it was going higher. I'm not sure you're going to feel very good about that when you review it, right? The worst possible outcome here is that it goes higher, because then you'll do it again and you'll do it again. And eventually the market's going to teach you a very expensive lesson there. Not a place to buy. Well, just premium discount, right? Do you want to keep it simple? Premium discount. Are we in the premium? Yeah, I think we are. Oh, shit, I'd have to use the other one, right? Well, that's duh. Clearly, you're paying as high a price as you could pay. Well, I like paying full retail. Makes me feel good about myself. Well, then you're in it. Well, I shouldn't say. You got money to burn, then good for you. Not a place to buy. Let's let that retrace a little bit. We don't know what it is, right? We just gone straight, right? So we don't even have a little retrace here. Give me just, I don't need a lot. Just give me a little bit, right? Come back here where I've got a little, maybe we could come down to the edge, the lower edge of value. Now, right, since I know that only 30% of the volume has been below this and, only 30% above, if I'm here, I'm anticipating, we're going to go back to the other side. If we're going lower, something else happening. Deeper too, or maybe we're going golden zone. This is where I'd want to buy it. Looking for that. You'd likely get the opposite. You would. You see that? Right? Now you're on the low end of value at the golden, right? You have the exact opposite of this. That's the worst possible place to buy it. This is the best possible place to buy it. That's the best possible place to sell it, but nobody wants to sell it. Which might be the only reason it goes higher, right? Nobody wants to sell it. Coin, I'll tell you what. I took a loser on coin. I had Condor on. Although it was so tight, I got out of there with it. Wasn't bad. Shit, do I have it over here? Oh, well, here, we'll just do it here. Okay. Thought I did. Okay, this is, heads up here, guys. I'm sure most of you all saw this, right? Now let's think about this for a second. Coinbase is replacing Discover Financial. Just pause on that for a second. Coinbase is replacing Discover Financial. So a crypto exchange, the largest in the US, I think they're Shit, I don't know. I know Binance is the largest, one of the very largest, is replacing a credit card finance company. That should get your spidey senses, your bullish crypto senses firing hard with regards to acceptance and going mainstream. Why would a credit card company be getting replaced by a crypto exchange if crypto isn't the future? I think we all agree that that's the case. Well, wait a second, right? Look at that, right? That's, since the announcement. I don't think they're not in yet. They're going in though, right? So people are buying it because hedge funds will have to buy it. ETFs, et cetera, right? They'll all have to buy it. Oh, God. Well, maybe we'll do a 5 into a 3. It's kind of skinny. You got a 5 here. Did we sweep that low? We did. Looks like. Barely. This is C hair close. I'd let that slide. See how I edited myself there? Oh, I'd watch your live stream, but my kids are in the background. The language is so foul. I have received that note. What would you think there? It'd be, well, let's see. Let's come out of log. Maybe I don't need to be in log. Yes, I do. Okay. We're going from 30 to 300. Yep, we need to be in log. Okay, so this is an external factor affecting the market here. So let's go to the full. A, B, C. All right, it's pretty much right there. Which do I need to go down there? You can probably see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, let's see. We got a triangle there. I'll just do it that way. A, B, C, probably fine. Well, that's the 4 into the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is close enough. Okay, coming out the other direction, right? If that's a good low, and it's going to be shallow because of external influence, i.e., welcome to the S&P 500. I'm going to need to get into that a little more. That's a little funky off the low. Well, what would you think, right? So 1, looks like I've got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, God, that's pretty sharp. Don't think that's going to, God, it might. 2. That's what I see coming out of the low, but obviously we've come much higher. This looks like this is a triangle here. Let's get this. Can we get a triangle there? Kind of looks like it, right? Which would make you think 4. But it doesn't really fit. Let's see here, right? This might be a little challenge. And so we're good there. So we'd have this little triangle here. I made this mistake with Bitcoin the other day as well. Prior live stream. Oh, we could overthrow there. Makes you want to do that. But you got to find a way for this. Let's see how we can use. That's a 3. Yeah, I don't think you can use it, right, because of what's coming. So we have to reevaluate and maybe go here, A, B, C. We're still going to end up something abnormal. What are we going to do with that? Well, this now looks like a 4 as well. How am I going to get a 4 in there? Well, that's often when you get stuck, right? So you just, where can I find 5s and 3s? Can I get a 5 here? Looks like maybe yes, I can. All right, that's clean. I almost want to truncate it here. I might have to call in reserves on that one, so I don't get stuck here. I get bore you guys to death. That's just it just means we can get it. It's just it's not obvious. Well, potentially you've got just a very shallow too, right? Because of the external influence. It's not like it's never happened. Let's go with that. Let's see if we can make that fly, right? I don't see a better solution. And that may just mean, right, as far as I'm concerned, right, if I can't get a clean count that I'm comfortable with, no trade. I don't trade it until it clarifies, until I can get something where I go, oh shit, well, I guess it was a shallow too. Boy, that's unusually shallow, only 23, but there it is. Simple motto. When in doubt, stay the fuck out. If you're not sure what S&P it was going to go, I didn't want to miss it. It's a good way to lose money. Looks like you broke out from the top. Very bullish. You do. All right, let's go to a daily here. See if we have a close above. All right. Yep, we do. Right. So Al's out. All right. Now, when I say that, it means from this. What I mean is from here to here, no algo resistance. How do we get resistance? He'll be right there, waiting. He'll be there waiting. That's the B. Let's see. All right. But remember, it's so easy to forget when you get caught up in the enthusiasm. Oh fuck, this thing is going. And you forget there's one on the other side. That is definitely unusual. But again, we have external influence here. Shallow 2, right? And then without that announcement, you might have seen this come down lower. With that announcement, we get, shit, what are they up? I don't know, 30, 40% yesterday. Closed out there. What did I have? Iron Condor, but, oh, did it close? Yeah, it did. Well, so what are we going to do? We're going to do this until, okay, we get some more clarity. Now, okay, same process. Where's the resistance going to be? Get on there. Okay, we know 70% of the price action is contained down here. Right? That's a pretty big range. We're coming up to the edge. Well, so if you're saying, oh, it's going up to the traditional wave 3, well, you're saying that it's going to be so powerful here that we're going to blow through where 70% of the trade. So we're going into the 30%. Now, as a trader, all we have is probabilities, odds, right? History, precedent. That's all we have. That's all you get. So you're pretty sure, right, that we're going to trade into the 30% and not stay in the 70%? Are you sure that's a 1-2? I'm not. Could be, right? I don't see a better fit. My guys might come up with something better, but I don't see it, right? And if I have to struggle that hard, oh fuck, I'll wait. if this is 1, 2, and we're gonna have a very shallow 2. 1, 2. And this is gonna go 3. Well, where's 3 here? I know, that's bull porn. I know. This is a little porny. But possible? Yeah, I think so. But I wouldn't try. To me, that's no trade, right? That's I like it, watching it, but it's not a setup I would take, right? Premium discount. Where are you? You're in premium. I'll wait until it gets better. How we doing? I guess some guys. Okay, no, we're good. How we doing on time? 12:45. Okay, we're good. You guys, TV. It works on everything. Doesn't it work on? Does it work on memes? Who's that? Dinar, right? There is no asset where you will not find the measured move algo. None. Period. It's in every asset. Period. Period. Right? Don't take my word for it ever on anything. Ever. Test it yourself. Look for it yourself. It's that simple. Let's do a couple more here from Hangman because I was pushing these guys. He gave me a nice list. Tesla, right? That's getting pumped. I had this. I do a lot of option trading. Right. So this is. Let's see here. Somebody else's work here. As often is the case when I do these. When I copy stuff. Let's just get everything off there. Little Tesla. We are in log scale. It's kind of bunk. Oh, it's not great, Elliott. It makes me think possibly. Fuck me. Come here. E. Whenever you're like, what the fuck? Triangle. Should pop in your head. Now, is that a perfect triangle? No, it's not. Candidate? Well, it sure looks like that's the 5, right? I'll just keep it simple, right? That's COVID. Doesn't quite work, right? So if we're gonna go here, you might be thinking this, right? We got this internal. I don't know. I'd want some input from my Elliott wizards on that one, but that's kind of what I see there. If that's the 4. Okay, so the first thing I would want to check is this. Make sure I'm right on that. I got some resistance up here. That got mitigated. So last bit is up here. Let's do that, right? So you see what I'm doing there, right? So you might look at that and say, well, oh, here's the up before the down, right? But this mitigated, right? So we don't need to go up there, right? We can go all the way to the top, right? Because it's already been tapped. And that's probably tied to that imbalance here, which became an inverse fair value gap. All right, so I've got a reasonable spot up here for resistance. Now, first thing it has to do is break out, of course. All right, that's where it's easy to forget. Oh my God. Hang on. 491. I'm a tick away from getting filled. I'm getting out of an iron condor here. All right. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, see, you can't. It doesn't launch with an impulse, right? So it makes me think, oh, this is weird, but that's not quite right. But so you might be tempted to put it here, but then we look here, it's too close, right? So that's kind of why I was looking at iron condors here. Well, okay, you want to buy it or you want to sell it, right? So you got a great example. You want to look for these, right? If you're like, oh shit, is the low in? Always look. Say, oh shit, did it sweep some liquidity? Oh, you tell me, did it? Did it? Was that a good low? That's the daily. Swept. Can't bet. Well, here's a good example, right? Things to just mental notes. Okay, why can't they come back here and sweep that? And we go up again. Why can't they come back and sweep that? All right, there's low hanging fruit. Let me get that out of there. Right, there's low hanging fruit here. Liquidity sitting. You know there's stops there. Not a question. We know they're there. Right, every pivot. Right, they're going to be here too. So they're here too. Higher, higher, low. Oh, couldn't get the stops. Higher, high. Higher, low. Oh, couldn't get the stops. Higher, high. Oh. Push, push, push. If the market is weak enough, those will get swept. Right? And that will be the new launch point. But bulls aren't letting it happen. Yes, I love that. See, this looks 4-ish. There's that kind of where do we stop progressing the trend, right? It looks like a 4. It's not gorgeous, Elliott, right? This ABC looks like a W. Could be a WXY. It's not a clean 1, 2, 3, 4. You'd have to allow for this possibility, which is why I got out of my trade today. WX, right? That we're doing this as an ABC, some sort of shenanigans. See, Bitcoin has a similar alternate. Even that is wacky. But the only way you're going to do this as a 1-2 is if you're allowing for a truncation there, which is last resort. Motto for all traders: when in doubt, stay out. Do you know what that is? I don't know what that is. You might think you know what that is. But there's no pattern recognition here where you can lean and go, oh, hell yeah, I know what that is. No, you don't. You know, I won't go there. Shorting it. Well, here's his foray into government work. Now he's not out. He got everything he wanted. Plus. Doge, not Doge. But everything he wanted to get, he got. All right. And we will see how that plays out. But I wouldn't be betting against him. It's no trade. Sorry, it's just no trade there. I'm going to come back. Oh, XRP. Let's do that. Where do I have most of the history? Well, I want to use Phoenix, but let's see here. We look. Let's get out to a daily. Well, we're not going to get all the history here on Phoenix based on when they hit trading view. Okay, let's just do it let's keep it simple. from the launch. Let's do it through the launch. I might even go to a weekly on this. Okay, so we can see we got massive. Well, here it's probably easier to do it. Do it this way. It'll get them all. Right, massive. Right now, this is down here. Oh, yikes! Right, unmitigated. This now fully mitigated. So everybody holding XRP is like, oh God, come on. I tell you, this is the second biggest holding I have in all of crypto. Not that that should matter at all to anyone. It's just a little fun fact. If this goes, I have a target of $10. If that goes, I may retire to the beach. Okay, so 1, 2 through right, that's the threat, right? Is it? Oh shit! Is this? Does it need to come deeper, right? And it was this. So fuck, something was in here, and this is just in the process of coming down here because we got to come down here and mitigate. Or is 5 still to come? Right? That's everybody holding it is literally holding your breath because you can certainly see how. Wait a second, looks like why not this? Oh fuck, here we do it. Oh, no illusion. Why not that? Why not that? Well, if it starts to fall, right, there's, you got a few little pockets here of some possible support, but not a lot. So let's hope that this goes. Well, certainly that's what I'm counting on. $4-hour, any better? Oh, come on. Uh-oh. I hate when that happens. Oh, if I crash here, I crash. Come on, I rebooted my machine. What happened? Let's try and get over somewhere else. That chart is not happy for some reason. Oh, that's a little weird. Can I reload that page? I always get a little uncomfortable when it does that. Okay, we'll I don't know if there's much else to add on XRP. There's not. You could add there. I just had for what it's worth. Just had my wife because I have her rotate her buys. She likes to play crypto on Coinbase from $50. Right? So I think she's buying Bitcoin, Solana, SUI, and now Ripple. $50 a week, right? Okay. So we got that. Attila the Killer, good. Attila the Killer came back with STX. I think we did that one. Dr. Alban, oh, Ben B. Here we go. Copy link. Oh shit, here we can do it here. Ben B, did you give me Litecoin? I think you did. Oh, good. Okay, good example of what the... What else? Oh, interesting. Right, so he's going with an AB. Why? I feel like there should be some more history, but let's just check here. I think I can get crypto up here. Let's get full history and just double check here. What are you thinking, Ben B? Why the AB? I mean, I see your thinking, right? It's not, it can't be 1, 2. I can't have a triangle, so. We're kind of in a shit show here of just consolidation. So I think we could probably agree there's going to be, this is like, well, it's very Wyckoff, right? Except we don't get the spring, right? There's two types of accumulation. So this would be accumulation, distribution, reaccumulation. Okay, let's go. Easiest thing, right? Probably you're going to have to do WXY there into that, right? Interesting, we don't sweep the low, right? Sign of strength. We don't get this low. Oh shit. 1, 2, 3. It's close enough, right? It's impulsive. I'm not sure. I see it the same way, Ben B. Okay, so what can we be definitive about? Probably. Just to see. I mean, you're stuck, right? There's no way around the log scale. But could that be 1, 2, right? That's ultimately what you're saying. Okay. Now let's go to a daily here. Okay, seems like you got a candidate here. So I'll just do it like this, right? So, okay, I've got here's my range. Easy targets, right? So liquidity target that was they did not get, right? So it's, if they can't get it, the market is talking to you. Okay, right, so bulls in charge here, right? Because the easy pickings weren't picked. Let's try and flesh that out a little bit. I know, but that could be a W. End of the day, right? You can simplify. Is it a 3? Did we start with a 5 and correct with a 3 and not sweep the low? Okay, right. I'll go with that. I'll keep it simple, right? Don't overcomplicate. How are we looking from this low, right? Boom. Could it be? Well, there's 2 things to consider. There's the nearest pivot range, but what's Al going to do? Al's going to go back 1, and then it's going to go back another one, right? Even that is broken, right? On a daily, do we get? It's wicks. I don't think that plays as well, right? Because you broke. Well, shit, you didn't. Those are wicks, 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 wicks. There's the break, right? So this is killed. So then you'd have to pull this, right? So let's see if we can start here. That looks a little trunky right there. Let's put you up here. Let's change that. All right, let's dig in there. If that's the C and the 2, it looks like you'd have to do it this way. 1, A, B, C, 2, mighty shallow, but all this is just noise. It looks to me like we did this. We truncated up here because this this is all okay. So this is all wick up here. Where's the highest close? Looks like a little trunk. A little junk in the trunk. That's how I'd see that. 3, 3. It's not very flat-ish, but what did you do? You came back down here to this high volume, which you don't even have to draw it. You know that's going to be. Oh fuck. Let's do that. Oh shit! Can't get it. I'm on crypto. I forgot. Well, we know that would be a high volume. No, look at all the trading that was there. Okay, could that be 1, 2? Could be. All right, let's get out of there on a 4 hour. Oh, this is kind of established. Can we get away with this? Let's see if we can get it. Oh, things that do not happen randomly. 2. Oh, it's a little bumpy on the way up, but ABC, right? Do we have a nice ABC? All right, let's be complete. A, B, C. We don't overlap the 1. Oh, probably just a coincidence, I'm sure. 1, 2, 3. Well, there's your 4. 4, usually the easiest thing to spot. We don't know if that's done. Oh, here, let's take you up. Oh, it's the 3s, and can't say I love it, but right, you see, because this was kind of shallow, and then we get a big kicker here. So alternates, right, are kind of right in your face, because this is going to be right to a 50. So could be 1, 2, 1, 2. If we're going to go much higher, right? If we're going to get a big alt season, which I know we're all kind of hoping we get. So you can already see the alternates in play. This could be 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's see how far this goes, right? If this really kicks, well, if we'd have to, let's just see if we can even do it. If we clone this and push it and double it, that's what I would do, right? Waiting here. Now I want to see that stay as an impulse, right? If I'm in this trade or looking to get in, I want this to stay an impulse. So let's get that up one more leg. Well, there's a couple of things you could do here. If considering the possible alternate that this is another 1, 2, we'll just kind of be watching to where this goes. Most common target. Now, what have we not done that we have to always remember to do? I know you're already thinking it. Let's go to the highest high. Right, our proposed truncation. Surprised? Come on. You knew before I even started, you knew that was going to be there. Right? Why would it stop there? That's always the question. Why? Why does it stop there? Always a reason. Well, considering the location, right? You don't tell me you're not going to buy that. I'm not saying, right, whenever I say that, I don't mean that, oh, well, shit, certainly can't go through that. Well, of course it can, right? For every one that succeeds, one fails, right? So this could be the short side could be the one that fails. If it breaks here, oh, that's good news, right? Because then this is the all-time, are we? I think that is the all-time high, if I'm not mistaken. No, pardon me. My bad. Let's get perspective. Okay, so let's get to the highest high to the lowest low. Okay. Even that, yeah, that's our highest high right here. Here's our low. Ran into trouble here. Couldn't make the golden zone. Down we go. Well, think of it this way. If, did I say if? Let's use the highest one. Well, no, this is our Elliott. Let's use the truncated 5th, and that's the 2, right? It'll be close enough. Where are we looking for that 3? Right here, right? It's going to have to get through the golden zone from the high. And what are we trying to complete there? This is where you start looking at, God damn, if an alt season comes, whoa, is there going to be money to be made? Okay, if this is 1-2, and we know this could turn into another 1-2, right? These are all high-class problems. But if we're going to go up to that kind of degree, if we're going to get a 1-2, right? I'm assuming you follow what I'm saying here. If this is 1 and that's 2, and we're going to 3, right? It's going to take a big kick here to get through that golden from the all-time high, just like Bitcoin struggled with it, right? But it's through, right? It gets through. Just because it's there doesn't mean it can't get, of course, right? One side always breaks, right? It has to, right? We go sideways forever. Can we get that 3? Well, if you were just looking at that and you saw that 1-2, what do you want to have happen? You want a 1-2, so you can be there for the 3. Remember, I say this every week, just as a reminder. If our purple belt testing, right? We only let you trade 3s and Cs. Right? You got to produce 50 of those. It's probably the best thing you could ever do for your trading, right? To develop that discipline. That's why we do it, right? Not to be a pain in your ass, right? We do it to develop that discipline. Discipline is the key ingredient to trading success. Nobody likes to talk about it, but that's what it comes down to, right? Do you have the discipline to take the stop, to not take the iffy trade, to let one go because it wasn't, it didn't fit your setup, your playbook, however you want to think of it. Do you have that discipline? But the main discipline is being able to take a stop, right? That's like a muscle. You have to train it so that your day is not wrecked. Oh, fuck, I got stopped out. God damn it. I'm going to need to take a nap. Right, it can't be. It's got to be just do course of business, right? Stop this job. Okay, but keep moving. Next job. It's candidate, right? But I'd be waiting for the retrace. That's just me, right? Because that's what gives me edge. It's not quite ripe. Just out of curiosity. Oh no, my crypto, right? I was going to get some buying profile. Okay. All right, let me keep, how am I doing on time? 1:10, pretty good. Sam, do you watch, hang on a second. Somebody's got a question here. It's hard for me to do this. Oh shit, how do I do that? I guess I can pull it over here. Do you watch 1 minute, 5 minute charts on pivots to determine type of wave? TB, well, if I'm day trading, which I do mostly in the futures market, I do very little crypto day trading. Yeah, of course, 1 in 5 all day long. But for this kind of trading, particularly with Elliott Wave, because what we're doing here is swing trading, of course. The only reason I would go below a 60-minute is because I'm trying to determine if an account has completed, right? Is it really there? So to answer your question, no, because certainly with Elliott Wave, you go down to below 60-minute, it gets very squirrely, and you're changing your counts all the time. It's 4 hours, 60 minutes and above, right? It's almost impossible to miss it. It's like it's in your face, right? Because you have much more clarity. So while it's tempting, right? See, the mistake I think that a lot of new traders make is they think, oh, I'll go to the lower time frame because my risk will be less, right? Because I can put my stop closer, right? And all that happens, it's a slower death by 1,000 knives, right? It's you just get chipped away, little loser before you know it. Fuck, I'm 50% drawdown, right? Which you do not recover from. So that you got to reload your account. You're much better to stay out to these bigger swings here, where you can control your risk based on the size, and you can add if the market starts to progress based on your analysis, right? So if you think it's, for example, right, if you think it's a 1-2 and this thing starts to go, well, remember, let's break this down. There are lots of opportunities to add because of the fractal nature of the market and Elliott Wave analysis. So point being, if you get a good 2 here and you're in, right? Well, if this is going to be a 3, this is not optional. There's going to be an impulse in there. So there's going to be an opportunity to add at the next 2, right? Oh, fuck, I was wrong. Okay, now we're back to, did you have the discipline to take the stop and admit you were wrong? You better, because you're going to be wrong more than you're right. Guarantee it. You will be. There's no way around that. You're the best traders in the world. Wrong more than they're right. So if you get a 1, 2 here, chance to add. Well, guess what? So you get, remember, it's fractal, right? So if this is going to be a 3, right? Right now we're inside the 3. Oh shit, come here. Well, here we can get that off. You guys all get this. But this is for maybe new Elliott Wave traders. If this is a 1, 2, and then this, well, let's label them. You've got all of these extra opportunities to add, right? So you don't have to ever be overextended. You're adding to winners, right? Based on what you're seeing. So if this is another 1, 2, I got to have this. It's not optional. That has to happen, or I'm wrong. Period. So, and if this is going to be a 3, guess what? Happens again. This is why going to higher time frames gives you extra opportunity to do this. Oh shit, I can, if 1, 2, 1, 2, you've heard accounts go that, or I've called it out that way. Oh shit, man, I don't fuck, it looks like it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, that's good news, because all of those have to complete. So I got an opportunity here, I got an opportunity here, I got an opportunity here, probably got an opportunity here, probably got an opportunity here. And if I get into the 5th, guess what has to happen here? Another 5. So I got lots of opportunities to add. I could add at the 2 of the 5. Oh, what if I get stopped out? Oh, okay. Well, you were originally bought down here. Did you make some money? Yeah. Now you can't do that on a 1 or a 5, right? Because it doesn't break down to to the 1 second. But if you're out at 4 hours, I always say Elliott Wave 60 minutes and above, right? And you won't miss, and you won't take shit trades, right? Because it's either there or it's not. Right? And Elliott is not always there, or if it's not always clear, it's just like, oh, fuck. Eventually it'll clear up. But right now it's just cloudy. This is a bit cloudy. Even that's a bit cloudy. Okay, maybe. And it's technical because I can see where it pivots. But if you stay to the higher time frame, I'm talking to is this TV, right? Do you see all the opportunity because of the fractal nature of it, right? 1, 2. Well, oh, I can add to this 2. Oh shit. Oh, actually, I can add it the 1, 2 of the 5. Assume you guys get that. PK. One of the best Elliotticians you'll ever run into. Let's get PK on here. Let's see what he's giving us. He's trying to help me out. Oh, he's giving me an XRP. Okay, let's do. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Let's see what he's got. I asked him the other day. This is my lead technician. I said, if you could buy only one crypto right now, what would you buy? It wasn't even 4 seconds before he had already replied XRP. That made me feel pretty good, considering this is the second largest holding I have other than Bitcoin. Because where could this be going? Right? If we get through this is all regulatory lawsuits, blah, blah, blah. Just, a little hint, right? So we're just trying to replace the SWIFT banking, or the SWIFT transfer. Fuck, I don't even know what you would call it, right? How banks move money internationally, right? They're trying to replace that. Okay, well, a good sign that that's inevitable would be Coinbase replacing Discover Financial in the S&P 500. Crypto is, let me say it differently. Digital assets are the future of money. Period. More efficient, lower cost, less friction, no middlemen taking a piece out of every transaction. If you've wired money in the last 20 years, you can understand why the banking community is highly resistant to this, because they get cut out unless they adapt, right? Which they're starting to do. So I am long and strong here in Ripple, right? With a hallelujah at 10 bucks, right? I would probably sell half of it at 10 bucks, because we could be going to 20 bucks. We could be going to, Jesus, I saw something. I want to say they had 1,000. No, that seems too crazy. 1, 2, 3, right? So this is the optimistic count. Oh, I need to emphasize this to make it bigger so you can see it. This is the optimist count. You see how he's doing it? So we got a weird but diag here with a big extension in the fifth. A, B, C, D, E into the B, C. 1, shallow 2. Here we go. Oh, could be a 3 or it could be the one of 3. We don't know yet. Even $5, holy shit, would be just a home run ball. But I wouldn't sell. I think it's going to 10. Now, let's go, let's dig in there. Shallow 2, right? It's a little, whoa, what? You wouldn't think 2, but when this comes, you're like, fuck, is that the 2? I guess it is the 2. Oh, he's giving us an alternate here in red. Shit, let's brighten that up a little. A, B. So it would be, oh, fuck, what do we got there? Flat. You have to do A, B, C. It's probably WXY is what you have to do there. Into that. Now, coming off of that. If this is the if, right? If that's the B, if this is the 2, and we're essentially, what do we get for a 2? We got this sideways, right? Chop. So if I had the EWO on there, which I don't think it does, right? You know that's going to be likely squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Well, he keeps the alternate there for you just in case, right? Don't get so, bullishly blindsided that you're like, oh, what alternate? Oh, that alternate. 1, 2. That could be going higher as far as I'm concerned. Doesn't look like, oh shit, come here. Oh, I'll do that. A, B, C, flat. Expanded B. Well, let's see. Yeah, that looks like a 5. So you kind of need to use that because you have a 5 coming down. So there's your 3, 4, 1, 2. Oh, technical. Got a little sloppy there. And closes below, right? So that's dead. Well, when I say that, it doesn't mean this can't be a 1, 2. I'm just, the owl's not there. Could still be a 1, 2. Right, with our Elliott hats on, right? But we don't get the benefit. What could be happening there? I got unmitigated order flow. Now, some of it, right? It was already tapped. Let's get down a little bit. Yeah, we go from this little swing here. If you see what I'm doing, swing, retrace down. So if I remove that, oh come here, fuck me. So you could use even that, but let's just use the whole thing. 1, 2. So if we roll over again, oh, WX. Right now, 1, 2. Doable. It's a little chunky there, but doable for a 2. That's not a new high. So you could see a possibility, right, that has to reset, right? Because we don't, right? Oh, what do you mean, right? Because we know, right? What do we know for sure? There's liquidity up there. Oh, what do you mean they can't get it? Oh. Not a great looking one either. And I see here I'm going down to a 15 just to say, okay, right, I rarely do I go below 15 for swing trading. It's not a great looking impulse, right? You'd be stretching to call it an impulse. So it's a little bumpy. So it makes me think possibly, right, we're going to have to do, because you got a 5 here, right? You can see it. This is, right, the only reason I would go down to a smaller time frame to say, because I'm out here on a 3 hour, I can't quite see that the same. Oh, is that I can't quite see it, but on a 15-minute, it's a 5. Right, which makes me think that's A. 1, A. B. Loving the C down here. But even still, right? So I've got that labeled. I'd want to go up. Okay, I can see the A here. So I'd probably just, now having done that, I would do this. You're looking for that. Common retracement, right, would be the down a degree, 3, 4. But, right, let's be mindful of, we don't want that going too far. We've already had a break here on the A. So it wouldn't, it's really not a good use case, right? Because it's already broken, right? It's already broken here. So if it comes back down here, that's not a valid measured move entry. Where would it be valid? Here. But then you were going to, oh, we're doing that? Right, so Al's not as helpful here. No, we could do that. But, you know, stranger shit has happened, right? We've seen plenty of those where you get this, right? You get a flat. But it doesn't really play, right? Because this is a 5. And a flat would have to be 3, 3, 5, right? So less likely, you know, you can probably force fit something in there, but you don't want to do that, right? So looks to me like that would be the reasonable target, which basically says, right now, I don't know that I want to be adding anything there. It's just me personally. I'm plenty long. And Ripple. Well, of course, the other possibility here is that this is already topped. And that's the 5. And we're going to make a deeper retracement. 1, 2, 1. So shit, let me get that. This for the bulls. One, two. Where would we look for that? Now Al's back in the game. Entry. Right here. Sweep the low, prior 3, 4, complete the impulse. Whoops. Complete the impulse. Got a 1. A, B, bring on down for the C. And now you just sit and wait. So here, shit, I will add that. Add an alert on that. All right, so if we come down here, heads up. God, they are loud though. Mine go, I don't know, maybe my volume's too high, but when they go off, it sounds like a fire alarm. I'm like, oh God, my dog's run out of the, it's a loud alert they have on TradingView. I digress. Okay, thanks for that one, PK. Okay, so I've got, I had one from WIF Bitcoin. Oh, do you ever do TA on Bitcoin pairs? Oh, yeah. Doesn't matter, right? It's a chart's a chart. I don't give a flying fuck what it is. Truly, they all trade because they all trade the same way, basically, right? As long as there's enough volume to where people are actually trading it, right? Sometimes you bring up an alt where it's just like, oh my God, right? It's just radio waves. But if there's enough volume, right, the Al will be there, right? Because that's what the hedge funds do. Holy shit, I think I'm good. I think I got everybody. So there was one from X. There was a request. Oh, let's do it on crypto here. We see the whole history, and then we'll maybe go over to Femex. See if that helps, right? Because when you use the aggregator, right, I lose the volume, which is important, right? So Injective. I think I bought, I did. I bought some of this from the last live stream. God, I've got so much crypto, sometimes I forget. Okay. Well, we can keep this pretty simple. I don't know, does the market move in 5s and 3s? Does it? I don't know, not in 2025. Come on, that's your grandfather's TA. 5-3 to a 50. Where do they usually retrace? I mean, this is Injective. This is as contemporary as it could possibly be. Come on, markets don't trade like that anymore. You got to have the hip new stuff. I remind you, right, you cannot trade Elliott Wave and not trade market structure. It's the OG of market structure. Okay, well, this is actually a pretty nice example here. Well, if that's the 2, a couple of things we know. We know there's lots of stops down there. We know there's stops here, and we know there's stops here. Well, every pivot, right here, right here. Here's a good little tell, right? Oh, come on. What do you mean they couldn't get those stops? Because there was an effort to get them. I promise you that, because there's liquidity there. So the fact that they significant pivot. What does it do? Into an impulse. What do? We correct it in 3. Now I'm on the daily, right? So it's, see, you know, if you're on the 5-minute, are you going to have that perspective? Maybe not. So where's your target up here? I know that's bull porn. I get it. But is it? Is it really? I certainly have a potential corner pocket, right? It wouldn't be, wouldn't be golden. Oh, that looks weird. Oh, it's because it's shift. Right? Wouldn't be a golden, but it's corner pocket nonetheless. Right? It doesn't have to be a golden. We just love the golden because the risk reward is so much lower. Right? So if I'm here, so where's your stop? Right? You got to give that a little bit more room. Well, you don't have to, right? Because the premise is, as long as this pivot holds, right? Here, this is, right? Thank you, Alan Andrews, right? Who is 80% probability we get there. Where else do you have 80% odds based on your technical analysis? That would be a rhetorical question because I know the answer to that. So do you. Nowhere do you get odds that get, right? Least used, I say this every week, it's the least used technical tool. It's in every single technical package. It has the highest probability of achieving its target, yet it's the least used. Yet, if we think about statistics, most traders lose money in the market. Do you think there's a correlation there? Could there be? Could there be a correlation there? And this is just a first target, right? Because that's not likely to be the 3. Where are we looking for the 3? Why? Because that's where they usually go. Not that we know it's going there. I got 96 years of precedent. Where do they usually go? Why am I saying that? Oh shit, I'm in log scale. Can't do it in log. Oh wait, let's see. Can I do that? I forgot. Yeah, let's do it this way. There we go. Forgot. I think one of my guys was playing around with turning that off, and so I turned it off. All right. Okay. 1, 2, 3. If you asked me where I thought Injective was going to be in 2027, I'd say 4,500. Why would you assume otherwise? Oh, come on, man. There's no way that's going to happen. No way. No possible way that's going to happen. You sure about that? Okay, maybe not. All right, well, maybe that's too ambitious. Well, let's say we're going to go here. What's that? 120. Where are we now? $15? Is that going to be? Now, this is a perfect example, right? This is why we teach Elliott Wave. Lots of ways to skin a cat. This is just how we do it. Why? Well, I've got my pivot here. Let's get it on there. All right, now notice I'm still on the daily. Right? There's no I have no need. There's no reason for me to go to a lower time frame. Anybody having trouble following the count? I'm going to assume not. That's again, a 5th grader can get that. I want trades that are so simple. A 5th grader can. Oh, yeah, Sam. Yeah, I can 5s and 3s. Yeah, I can follow that. Well, that sure looks like a 5. Now, why might I go to a lower time frame? Because I want to see the subdivision in that 5, right? Is it done? What did we run into? Well, you ran into exactly what you would anticipate, the last consolidation. So let's go to a 1. Let's see what it looks like. Right, what was the subdivision like? Is it there? Well, you tell me. You don't have to take my word for anything. In fact, I go out of my way to try and make it so you don't ever have to take my word for anything, because you can do it yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. I'm just some guy on YouTube, right? You don't take my word for it. I'm just showing you things that you can't dispute. You can't dispute that. That's a 5. Now it could keep going. Could, and it could end up like this, right? Maybe a big extension in the third, right? Wow, that's a monster extension. I don't think that's what, right? Because more likely, right? You don't want to assume abnormal, right? Let's assume, okay, well, because what does that give me? A self-contained impulse, right? Whoosh. So now anything else, right, is likely corrective. So where do they, I got 97 years of precedent. Where do they usually go? So it's now wait. You want to buy it here? No, come on. Not saying it's not going higher. That would just be a foolish place to buy it. Based on the technical analysis, you might say, oh, you're such an idiot. That's going so much higher. I get those kind of comments. But I mean, I'm just, again, you're journaling. You tee that up. You're buying that? Where's your stop? Down here? Or are you just randomly going to use a number, right? You trade the market, you're going to trade your wallet. Oh, let's go back a little bit here. Let's see what am I going to run into, right? Because remember, Al's going to be there waiting for it. Where is Al? There he is. Right, in all this consolidation, right? All this shit here up here, right? That's going to be resistance. Oh, let's zoom that in a little bit. We can just use this, right? Last unmitigated, up, or the down, right? Get this one out of there. That's just consolidation. So, oh, what am I? I'm on crypto, so I can't use the volume. But you don't really need it. You can look at it, say, well, that's going to be a high volume node. That's going to be a high volume node. That's going to be a high volume node. Okay, so I got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a kicker in the 5th. All right, if I think that's going to go 1, 2 and extend further, okay, well, no, that's a different story. If it's complete, well, now where are we looking for it? Right, if we're going to retrace the whole thing, right, if that's in, I'm looking for it down here. If we're coming all the way back down. That could extend. We could go 1, 2, 1, 2, right? That's a high class problem because you could see how that could play. Well, I don't want to do it yet, but you could see how, 1, 2, 1, 2. Why? Why? Because look at the depth of that retracement. Right to a 50, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. That sure looks like a good 3. Could be. Let's put a EWO on there. It's just an easy way, right? It's just an easy way to identify. Right, when I was first taught, right? That's how they taught us. 1, 2, 3. Now, it could be the 5th, right? The market's not obligated to, it's just, again, precedent. What usually happens? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It could be 1, 2, 3. Right. If you're changing your 5s into if you're changing your 3, 4 into a 1, 2, you got a high class problem if you're long, if you're bullish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not a great impulse, right? So that could very well be a 1, 2. Actually, let's play that. Let's pull this all up here. All right, so let's take this up. Let's just make it easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I kind of like this. Oh, green. What, no dispute that we have a 5 there. There's the correction of it. And look what it does, right? I know it's easy in hindsight. We got a nice big fair value gap here. I got fully mitigated. Got a tap and then fully, right? 50%, right? Considered fully mitigated. So double tap. I think that was a 50 if I recall. I think we pulled it. It's a 50 to the tick. Didn't get that 3 targets, so that might lean you into 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, now I got a couple of possibilities here. Okay, if this is 1, 2, and this is 3, well, let's measure it. What is it? How does it look? Second most common. Here's third. If this is going to extend a little bit, you can see that. So now I got new channeling, right? Remember that, right? I know this gets a little crowded up here. Let's get that off. So I've got multiple channeling going on right here. So I've got this one. Let's put that in yellow. So I've got this one, and then I've got another one. It's on top of it. All right, candidate, right? We don't know, but that's candidate for 3, 4, right? You see you get a little intersection here between the two channels. That's common for a good spot for a 4. So let's go from the 2. One thing we know is that we have an impulse that's got the ingredients to be complete there. We don't know. It could kick. Oh, fuck. What am I doing? Wave 4. Wave 4. Okay. All right. So right here. Little divot there. Something like that. Into the 5. What would that leave us? At the 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breaking Al from the high. Kaboom. So what you're trying to complete there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right look? Definitely. Now, we don't know, right? This could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And we're going to do a 50% retracement. We don't know, right? We got to see, right? So if we come down here, is there a trade? Yes. What if I get stopped out? Yeah. What if you do? You better get used to it. Okay, I got everything? I think I got everything. How are we doing on time? To the TB. Okay, 12 May, for example, over gave 5 ways to the downside on top, no top on small time frame. Okay. God, last week I got in trouble when I started commenting on. Yeah, it's my bad. Okay, I think we're done here. How am I doing on time? Holy shit, I'm only 10 minutes over. Okay, good, great. Love it. Good one. TB, I think I got everybody. Okay, thanks, guys. All right, I always appreciate you guys hanging out. I always hope you get a little nugget or two. You get a few things to add to your watch list. And we kind of just, you can use my labeling. I would always rather you try and do it yourself. Right? That's how you learn, right? The point is to get to where you don't need someone to guide you, right? You're like, oh, fuck, how could I miss that? Now, there's times where, it gets tricky, right? We can lean on. I do it still. I'm 30 years into this. I go to my team, right? They're better Elliotticians than I am. I go, fuck, if I can figure this, I can't. What is this? I've yet to get something that they didn't give me a response, right? Now, they're not always, the market's not always giving you clean Elliott. But when it is, usually it's a triangle that will fuck you up. Okay, guys, with that, I wish you well. Remember, we got links below. Femex is our new sponsor. We're very happy to be working with them. If anybody's shopping for a little diversity in their exchanges, we recommend them highly, right? No KYC, that's a big plus. And I think they're all about the same, right? Although, the little ones, right, they're certainly cheaper than trading on Coinbase. Although Coinbase Pro, they've got some new things going on there, right? They're all going to be about the same, right? It's a very small difference, but we're happy with them. I think you will be too. They make a big point of their reserves, right? So you don't have to be worried about them giving you any kind of bullshit. Okay, guys, have a good one. I will catch you. I'll be back on Friday. I hope these are helpful. Thanks to the members that all posted for me. I know I had to give you a bit of a kick in the ass this morning, but